Welcome everyone to the final live of not exactly the final live of the game, but the final live of our first prototype. Okay, so today I am planning to actually create the whole prototype as much as we can and then basically send out to you guys so that we have a first-hand player feedback on how the game actually feels like. Okay, so firstly, if we want to do that, we firstly have to go through everything that was supposed to happen by the end of the August. So let me just show you. So these are the things that we were planning to do before August. Okay, the core gameplay loop where we have to do the movement, interaction, camera, stealth, all of these stuff which are related to the character himself. And I mean, it's not that enjoyable, but it's still like pretty good for the prototype 0.01. So keeping that in mind, I'm just going to use our player as it is in this prototype, and then I will upgrade it as we move forward, because there is no point in polishing something that can completely change. So just for that reason, I'm not going to actually work anymore on the character for this prototype at least. Now, for the base AI system, the path following and the perception was pretty much done at this point, and we only needed to create the special AI, which I have, like, kind of. I will show you what I mean by that, but I kind of have a special AI. And now, talking about the environment, uh, I'm taking too many things out of the environment. Like even from the first floor, it's not completely unlocked for everyone. Like it's not made, like it's not completed yet. But even then, it's more than enough to be published as a prototype. Now, by the user interface, I will upgrade it, like I will make it much more appealing rather than just blocky and weird wallpapers. So I will work on that as well. But till then, I think this much is pretty clear. Uh, we are on a pretty clear foundation that I think today we can complete it. And I will apologize about not being live yesterday and day before that. I was distracted being an space engineer. Okay. So I got the game, it was on sale, so no promotion, I'm just telling what I was doing. Okay. Now, let's get to the project. Right, so the first thing that I have done is I have removed the grid ceiling and I have replaced it with the lights. Okay, so we have these lights, they are functional. We just have to click one option over here to turn one off and on, right? And after that, I have created this room right here, not too appealing, uh, not too lively. It looks like it missing some part of a functionable room. Okay, so I have to upgrade this one. I will do that offline, and all of these doors are locked because I haven't created them, and they were supposed to be player beds. Okay, so where the player can rest. no, not the player, the patient beds, and they were supposed to be like rooms where patients can rest. This is supposed to be a hospital, but I don't have a patient bed right now, and I have to create that. So I just thought for the first prototype, we can just lock them up and nobody have access to them, basically. And similarly with this door, I guess, yeah. So all of them are locked. Now there is something unique about this door right here. And the unique part is that this door have a lock in front of it. Okay. And if we unlock this particular lock, it will unlock the door. Let me show you. Like this lock pad code is 5867. And if I stand here, as you can see over here, it says door locked and we cannot interact with this, right? And over here, it says door open and we can open it up. But over here, it says lock. And if we interact with this, it will bring up the lock interface. And over here, we can change it like 5, 8, 6, 7. And as soon as you do that, uh, I don't know where the lock went, but now you can interact with the door and you can open it up, basically. Okay. So now, without unlocking the uh, lock, you cannot unlock the door. And I have created like a basement or stuff over here. And like this is a pretty weird area, but player needs to come here and like explore few stuff. Maybe we will put some kind of like dead body over here. And so this is like the change room. Okay, what I want to do, even inside the prototype, I really want to do this, is that player somehow unlocks that door from some kind of like paper inside the map itself, and then the player reaches this floor, and once he or she does that, now what we will do is we will change everything up there. Okay, so if the player comes back, lights are not on, they're like fluctuating. All of the hallway is like filled with debris, and like the state of this floor is not as new as this. Okay, so that's kind of a look I'm going for. And I don't know if I'm able to, like, if I will be able to capture that today, but other than that, I mean, the game is running around 60 FPS. Most of the FPS drop that you see over here are because I'm doing streaming and I'm playing this inside the editor. If you have system like me, which is around like the graphic cards is 3060 and processor is Ryzen 5 3600. Yeah. So if you have these kind of specifications, this game will run smoothly on ultra settings. You can even take it to like cinematics and it may be go around like 40 or 30 FPS. But you can go around that problem. Like in future, I will add DLSS and stuff. So the performance is going to be pretty good. But for now, we have this room. We have this room. I also created this, but I don't know how good this looks. And we also have to put something over here to fill it out. But for now, we have this room and a pretty I somehow Okay, so a pretty good visualization of which room is filled and which is not is that you can fly up, and the ceiling is like a plane, so we are able to see through from one side. So as you can see, this is our this is our what do you call it? What is this? Yeah, this is our map. Okay, so over here are the elevators, and then after that we have the common area. These doors should be locked. I don't think they are. So if you want to lock any of the doors and you have followed through the door creation, then all you have to do is just untick this option, and then do not give any key actor to this. It may cause some warning to come when you're building the product, because every door needs a key actor, but it's really easy to fix. All you have to do is go inside the door, and inside the construction script, when you're taking in the key code, just ask, is this even valid? Okay, and if it is valid, only then do this. And it's basically this easy. So if you are also getting some kind of error when you are not inputting any kind of key here, then just do that option and it will fix all of those error in the build, basically. Now, if you don't enable auto open auto, then every door will be locked and they don't have key that the player can use to open them up. Now that is done, I mean, there is this room as well and this room as well. I I do want to change these fonts, like this banner over here. So I will be doing them before also these ones. So these incorporated. I will change these fonts. I will change these basic like text and stuff, and then I will send out the final build. I might also show you like how you can change them. So yeah, we will do that as well. We will do that in this video as well. Now this should be locked and these should be locked. All right, so now I guess all of the unbuilt rooms are locked. They weren't. They were not, in fact, locked. Okay, so now what we need to do, first thing first, is the the first thing that we need to do is I want to show the AI upgrades. So if we go to actor palette, and over here we have this AI, and over here we have the brother of that AI. But how does they differ basically? Now if we go to any base AI character, I have created few variables for them. Basically over here we can come to customize your monster, and we can select a path that the AI can follow. Also the type of AI. We have base for the basic like settings, checking and stuff. And then we have the special AI called hider. Now, what is kind of special about it? Now let me show you what actually hider does if we shoot him and the hider doesn't know that we exist, basically. So if we go over here, hider doesn't hider haven't uh, figured out like we exist, and boom, if you attack him or send out a damage done, then it will shrink and do a explosion. Right now this is explosion, but we can change it to basically smoke or anything else in further builds. For now it's just a explosion, and you can deal damage by left clicking basically. Okay, now this is different with the base one because I haven't like set it up that kind of, so the base one will not go. Okay, and similarly, if the AI saw us, okay, if the AI has seen us, it will not disappear until and unless we go hide somewhere and then come back and then hit him. Well, yeah, probably something like that. But that was that was I don't know what that was. All right, so what do we need to do? Let's go over to the blueprint. Okay, so here's what is actually happening. Uh, okay, so if you're following Ali's AI creation, then you know what this portion means. And if you haven't done that, then I will highly recommend that you do so, because it is kind of complicated for me to teach you guys about all of these things yet. And it will be much easier if you know exactly what is happening beforehand. Okay, so basically what we are doing here is we are getting all the actors that got like are like in vision or deal damage with the AI, and we take all of those actors and we get like which kind of sense are we sensing right now. Okay, and if we successfully sensed a site, okay, so this is for the site. So if we successfully sensed a enemy by our site, okay, by the AI's site, then we will go with have seen enemy, and it will set the state as attacking. Okay, but if we haven't seen the enemy, okay, if the successful sensed is not the enemy, like if we don't sense anything, then oh yeah, this is the problem. I just found found out the problem. So instead of doing it like this, okay, instead of doing it like that, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to switch the state. Okay, so we need to get the state. How do we get there? Okay, okay. So we set states over here. Let's promote this to a variable, and we are basically going to go over here and yeah, this can be just state, and every single time we call for the function set state, we will set it over here as well. And what we're going to do is on the truth, we're going to switch on state, and only if the state is passive, investigation, frozen, not dead, and not attacking. Okay, so if we are in state of not even frozen, so if we are in state of passive and investigation, then we're going to apply the damage. Like this is the special event happen damage without suspect, so we don't know who the suspect is, we are not attacking the suspect. Then what this will happen is the AI will shrink down. Okay, This is the special event. So we can change this special event depending on which actor we are interacting with. Is it hider, or maybe it is some other ghost of some type? So we can change that. This is customizable. This not customizable. What would be the word? Um, Modable, I guess. This is modular, right? So now that we have this, right, the next thing that we're going to do is set up this function, and that we do inside the base AI character. Inside the base AI character, we call for this function. This is just for the debugging. All of these are just for debugging. And now over here, what we have is we can switch between different AI types, and we can have as many AI types as we want inside here, and then we can change them based on our world. Okay, so we can change them between base, hider, and if the actor is hider, then it will say hide right now. Okay, because this is the special event damaged without suspect. So it will hide right now. It will send out a signal like hide right now, and it will create a explosion. And upon a timeline of just 20 milliseconds, I guess. Yeah. So around a timeline of just 20 milliseconds, we're going to shrink, like we're going to set our mesh relative scale 3D to 000, okay? And then we're going to destroy the actor because we don't need it anymore. At least right now. In future, we can create some kind of like, we can destroy this mesh, and we can bring a Niagara emitter, which will basically float and track its way down to a vent and go inside it. So it like much visually uh, understandable that the AI or that the enemy is hidden away and it just didn't like blast away. Okay, so one thing is that uh, this is done. So we are basically destroying the actor at this point, and the actor location, we don't need it. So that was it on the base of like AI characterization and stuff. So if we go back to our whiteboard, over here we can see that the fog, that's basically the explosion effect. The shrink, we are able to do that. And the hide, right now we are destroying the enemy, and maybe we can spawn it somewhere where the AI cannot, like where the player cannot see the AI. All right. Now, um, yeah, I don't think we need to do anything else. I think this is more than enough. I think. I don't know yet. And all of these, we shifty control E. No, I don't know. For some reason, the shift E is not working. No. Right, so what is left? I need to like exactly know what is left. Right, so the movement is done, camera is done, interaction is done. Stealth, as much as I want to do, is basically done. Okay. The path following is done, perception is done. One special I think for the prototype one is done. Part of the building is done. AI and puzzle placement. Let's do that. Okay. So let's go to blueprints, content, level, maps, prototype world. Okay, so first clue, the first note of about the look that we have over there is going to be over here. So if we get the puzzles notes, test note, it's too big. Let's shrink it down. Okay, maybe let's put it up over here. Maybe we can shrink it down even more. Wait a minute. Let's put it that one over there. Rotate this and put it over here. Okay, so now we have this node, and let's add this log pad over here, and let's change the, okay, you guys cannot see the log pad code. Great. Let me just change the log pad code so it is much enjoyable for you guys. All right, the next thing is that we already have a node over here, and we are basically going to say get out right now before he catches you, and do not and do not open the basement door. Okay, so basically we already have a some kind of information about what might happen over on the other side. Now, okay, these are already low, so we have to like mention somewhere like this is basement, you should not go over here. I mean, not the last part, but we have to like kind of mention like this is basement over here. So I will probably do that using these things. So we're going to grab our level block, going to shrink it down on one side, and as you know that we can type on these things, we can name them. This is the thing, right? Yeah. So we can name them. We can say basement. Ah, so, oh my god. So we can say basement and we can move it like this. Move it over here. Shrink it down. Text is not shrinking. How to shrink the text? Okay. Um, around 0.2. 0.2. Maybe too small. 0.5. Okay, this is nice. We can do something like this. And put it over here. And then we can change the grid. We can basically hide the grid completely. Okay, so we now we cannot see the grid, and we have the text over here, and probably, yeah, something like that. Okay, so over here we have the basement. I Maybe I'm looking for too long. I think this is a wrong spelling. I don't know. Basement, whatever. So over here we have the basement. We don't need any other label, and this is the look pad. And for some reason, if you guys want more like uh, functionality here, then you can not have a look pad directly connected to this node, and remember what the combination was and put the text according to that combination basically. Now, what else do we have to do? So now what we have to do is clean this place up, because this right here is going to be the clean world, right? This will not have these things fallen down or stuff like that. It might feel a bit empty, and I think that would be much better thing because it will create the like some kind of eeriness, I guess. And after that we will change it to like this scene over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to select everything that has been like seems like fallen down. Okay, over here we have all of these things, and now let's just make a new folder. We're going to call this uh, damaged world. Okay, also this there is debris inside this lift, so let's select that and move it damaged world. Right, and we're going to move the damaged world outside of the main world. We can somehow. Okay, so now we can hide the main world, and we have the damaged world over here, and we can bring back the damaged world like this. Okay, you two need to go over there. Similarly, all of these move to damaged world. Okay, what? Right. Now for the next thing, do we need these stains over here? I don't think so. I mean, it does give like a bit of depth, but it doesn't like give that much depth. Like, so we don't really need these dialects. So I'm going to remove them. Not remove them, but they are also going to be inside the damaged world. Okay. Now let's move on to this place right here. So this is a new thing because I want this chair to fallen down, but if I don't include it in the main world, then how is it inside the damaged world? Hmm. maybe few things can be fallen down in the real world as well, right? Yeah, we can keep it this way. But for these ones, they are going to go inside the damaged world. All right. Let me just check it real quick. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, this is just as annoying as it is right now in the damaged world as well. Similarly here, and kind of similarly here as well. So all of those rooms are going to stay the same. It's just that this area is much clearer now. And now let's start building our damaged world. Okay. What is this level block? Okay, this is going to be inside the world. And test node is going to be inside the world as well. Now, have you guys actually, I don't think I have shown you guys like what is under there. No, I did told you like I made a basement where I'm going to switch everything. Also, the water is probably the worst thing ever. Yeah, water is the worst thing inside this whole game, basically, in terms of rendering, because somehow I'm not able to actually get it to work. Like, if you go into shader complexity, you can see there's completely red, while everything else is inside green or dark green. So, and if somehow you were spawned inside here, you can never get out. Hey. Um, right then, let's let's do the switching and stuff. So what exactly we want to do is we want the AI to come to this location, and I already have a collider. Okay, and what this is a basic collider that will run some kind of event inside the level editor, level blueprint itself, and when the event run, we will be able to change a lot of things. Okay, so let's do something like this. Now there is one thing, visibility doesn't really do anything. What exactly we want to do is, after, like, let me just demonstrate a bit. It can be like annoying, but what exactly I want to do is I want to select all of these like damaged world items, right click, and I will create a, what you call, a level. Okay, and we can create a level instance, or we can create a packed level actor, which we can make it behave like a blueprint itself, and then we can spawn it and respawn it as we want. Okay, for now we don't need to worry about that. Okay, so this is the collider. We're going to keep it selected, level blueprint, and in the begin play we're going to have a sequence. Oh, we already have the sequence. So over here we check for the level controller and we check how much, like, this setup right here is to set up to default values depending on the level itself. Okay, because this level doesn't really have the ultra dynamic sky, then I need to configure the flashlight value itself. Okay, so that's why the value right here is 1000, while if we are using ultra dynamic sky, the value will bump up to like 50 or something, with 50,000, which is pretty big difference, right? So for now we don't need to worry about it. We're going to go inside 2 and over here reroute, and we're going to get all actors, or get, just right click and create a reference for collider, and we're going to get on begin on begin overlap, assign on actor begin overlap, and then we have whatever is going to happen in the inside this event will be our, like, basically we can change our world with this event right here. But let me just debug this so that we know that it's working. Okay, so as you can see over there we had the hello. Now what we need to do is go over, let's say that this let me actually do it over here. So let's say that this rumble right here, okay, let me delete all of both of them. I can bring them back. For now, let's just say that this rumble doesn't exist. Okay, it is invisible by default. What we're going to do is we're going to bring it back. Very small event. We're going to do it. So at first, we're going to say that this is hidden in game. Okay. And after we have completed this event, we're going to say hidden in game to be false. Over here is going to be true. So now if we play from here, as you can see there is no rubble over here, and we can interact, and when we go back there is rubble. Okay, so first thing is solved. What we need to do is basically hide them from the game, and by hiding them from the game we can basically also hide their collision. Okay, so the player will never collide with them if they are hidden, whereas if they were invisible the player would still be colliding with them. Okay, let me just undo everything so the other rubble comes back. Okay, now what I want to do is, yeah, basically let's just uh, come over here and let's group some of the lights. Okay, so few of the lights will still be on, like that one, and probably this one. Most of them are going to turn off. right? So we're going to right click and group, and as you can see, it created a group actor, and we're just going to rename this group actor to something else if we can. I don't think we can. Yeah. So group actor 2, let's just go here. Okay. Not a good idea, but it will work. It will work. For the first prototype, it will work. We need a functional code, not like uh, the best code. Okay, this is also going to be part of this group. So regroup. So now this is part of all of the group. And these are the one that is going to like shut down. But all of the other lights, we will switch them from like being white to red. Okay, except for these two. They're going to stay turned on, like these three. We're going to turn everything else beyond this gate right here. All right, all right. Yeah, let's first do that. Let's bring all of these lights over here. Get, what do we have to get? Um, Spotlight. Okay, get spotlight. And over here, we're going to create make array. And let's put as many as we can over here. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, wow. Okay, and after that, we're going to go inside for each loop, and we're going to run this before binding the event. Okay, and event will only be binded after we have done that. It's going to happen over here like that. Okay, so we're going to get their information beforehand, and after we have done this, after we have binded the event, oh no, it's going, oh yeah, it's going to happen after the fact. Um, and inside the loop body, we will basically loop uh, set intensity of this, set intensity to 0. Okay, and after doing this, we're going to also like after completed, we're going to get all actors of class, and the class is going to be light. So this one, okay, lights. Probably this one. I don't know why there are two of them. Um, so this one, yeah, this is okay. This is inside warehouse assets blueprint light, right? And this is inside, yeah, it's this one. And we're going to get all actors of this class, and we're going to set um, again kind of the same loop. Okay, we're going to put this light object reference. It's not compatible with light. What? Then um, is it this one? Okay. Mhm. Maybe we have to ask to get the get spill. There is no spotlight there. You know what we can do? We can get this, get actor class, um, get class, right? And then we can use this class over here. So basically doing the same thing. A bit like congested. Um, okay, good enough. Oh, yeah, we can also connect it like this. Nice. Okay, so we get all of the actors class, we get the actor class, then we get all of the actors from that class, then we get its spotlight, and then we're going to change color or color set light set light color to red, blood red. Okay, let's check this out. So we're going to have nothing over here. Oh my god, I changed the code. You know what? 9784. For now, it's that. So 9784. So now if I go underground, I connect with that, then even these one will also go red, supposedly. I did. Nothing happened. But Yeah, and nothing happened. What? Did I connect? Ah, didn't even connect this. It's going to be annoying at this point, at this rate. So for now, I'm just going to do this so that we can see everything, and then we can put that back. All right. Oh my god, this is already scary. Just imagine that. Oh yeah, this is definitely scary. These are also emitting, so I also have to like stop them from emitting light. My god. I just have to make a decent uh, floor, and then lightning and some probe changes, they can do all of the difference. All right, so let me first also change this thing right here, the light emission. And what I have in mind is actually, instead of over here changing the intensity, I will just run a custom command. Okay, and that custom command will do the rest of the stuff. Okay, and at this point we know that this line work and this line works, so the custom command can do almost everything. So let's go to the file, and over here we need a new folder which is going to contain like some material function. And how we can change a material. Yeah, how can we change it? Yeah, so if we go inside over here, the level prototyping, and we go inside the material and this grid material, right? So this grid material uses something called the um, where is it? Yeah, this in itself doesn't use anything. It just says like grid one size or something else. And inside the level editor itself, so if we go inside the level block, over here we can see that create dynamic material instance. We get the static mesh and we get the base material. Okay, and inside the base material we have the MSM grid. Okay, and we create it as the dynamic material. And after we have made the material dynamic, then we can access its properties. Okay, so inside the dynamic material we can set a parameter name, and we can change its value by the blueprints. So we don't really have to go inside material instances and change it. We can also do them in runtime. Okay, so to do that, we have to we have to make the light material to be a dynamic material. So let's go over here. Oh yeah, it was the first one was like going over here. We didn't need this light. All right, what we need is this light over here. All right, so inside the construction script, before we even do turning on and off, we're just going to get like create dynamic material instance. Parent is going to be this get oh, the parent as parent. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So over here we have target and then the source material, and over here we have completely different thing. Okay, so we need to get the target and dynamic material instance. Okay, and source material is going to be this one, and promote to variable dynamic material. All right, and now we can go over to event graph, and firstly I will check. Okay, so on event begin play, I'm going to delay for, let's say, 5 seconds, and after 5 seconds I'm going to get the dynamic material, and if we go over to the light source, as you can see, where is it? Okay, we don't have it. um, so it's going to be emissive, it's going to be true, and it's going to come over here. And after the emissive power, we're going to set the emissive color. Okay, so we're going to multiply it one more time, and then we're going to have 3, and then we're going to set the color, convert to parameter, and light color. And for now, it's going to be white, and you can check it by like that. Okay, and now what we want to do, we want to access this light color over inside our lights. Okay, so inside the dynamic material, which was which was the color, set vector parameter value. Okay, set parameter value. So we have texture parameter value, we have vector parameter value, we have scalar, and we have double vector parameter. We need vector parameter value. Okay, and the parameter name is light color. Make sure that this name is exactly the same as this one. Once we have done that, we're going to change the color to be red. Okay, compile, save, play the game, and soon enough this light over here is going to turn to red. Nice. But I think, was it this one or was it something else? Okay, it was something else. For some time the frame like broke completely. All right, so now that we can change the light, instead of it being the begin play, we want this to be a completely separate function. So custom event, and it can be like change color. Okay, and the other one is going to be set on off, and we're going to get the spotlight, and we're going to set intensity to be 0. All right then. So now we can go inside the prototyping world, and instead of doing all of this work, we can just call for set on off for this one, and over here we can set color for oh what change color for this one. Okay, let's play. Let's go to the underground and let's see what happens. And the reason why I don't want this place to, oh my god, look at the frames. Okay, and the reason why I don't want this place to like go all red is because the player can very easily see that something changed, and I don't want them to see that, and nothing actually happened. Why is that? So we do this dynamic material and it does change stuff, but setting the intensity didn't change anything. Oh yeah, we are not changing the light's color. We need to get the spotlight, and we need to set the color for this one as well. Set light color. And I'm just going to take this value and paste it right here. Okay. Let me now just do it from here. So we're going to open this up. And ooh, horror. As you can see, the lights are also red. Now there is one more thing. As you can see, these lights which are off are also like red right now, and we don't want them to be red. We don't want them to be anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to change how we are like calling out these function. Okay, so this area right here is going to get called after we have done this. Okay, so oh my god, so let's just do that. And firstly, we're going to call for this one. Okay, and we're going to just duplicate one of the lights so we can get the reference, and then after completed we're going to run this one. And the reason for this is now we don't need to change like so many other things. This one is already running afterwards, so that we can basically change the like animation of this. So if we go over here, like we were changing the parameter value in the change color, we're going to get the dynamic material and set parameter value of a scalar parameter value of the emissions power. This one, emission power. We're going to copy this actually, because for some reason I never write down emissive correctly. Okay, so now emissive power is also 0 for the selected lights. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Okay, we go inside. Everything turns red. We go over here. As you can see, these lights are off. Now, because I'm using the, what do you call them? Yeah, I'm using ray tracing, so that's why the whole like hallway is like kind of lit. It's not that dark, but it's still pretty eerie. I don't know, I just love this. Whatever is happening here. Okay, and an enemy walking around in this environment, just awesome. Okay, so now what we need to do is um, we're going to set up like a table here which will have our flashlight placed. Okay, uh, yeah, we're not going to have our flashlight on our hand. Like we came to investigate a haunted site and we don't even have flashlight. But yeah, I'm going to like do like this thing over here. Hey, what else do we need to do? Um, let's bring back the damaged world. And as you can see, these are the things. Now, if I select the damaged world, we will not be able to like make some kind of reference of that particular folder there. But what we can do is we can hide the main world, hide the collider, and now if we select everything by Control A, we can select all of the damaged world actors. So if we bring this up, and then we can make them a group, and then we can access all of the actors through that group. But I also don't want to do that. Okay, if we have some kind of static actor, I'm just going to make it a level instance, make it a single actor in the world, and then we can work with that actor instead. Okay, I'm going to show you like what exactly I mean by that. Now, I think we should start. Um, how about I just show you what I am going to do, and then I will do all of the boring stuff like putting stuff around behind the scene, right? Like, I think it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to be a big live, and I will not have much to say. So I'm going to show you like what I am going to really do. So we're going to go over here, select the main world, hide everything. Then we are also going to hide the collider, and then we're going to select everything. Okay. So now if we select everything, right click, go to level, and if we create a level instance, okay, we can create a level instance and we can create level packed actor. So I'm going to actually create a packed level actor, and it's going to ask external actors, pivot type, we're going to keep it as that, and click OK. And now it will ask us where do we want to save this map, because it's going to actually create a physical level map. So we're going to go inside levels, new folder, and we're going to call this packed level. Okay, so all of the packed levels that we will ever have are going to exist over here, and we're going to call this damaged prototype world. Okay, and we're going to save it, and then it's going to I think, yeah, it's going to ask for a blueprint. And for the blueprint, okay, so these are going to be maps, and then we're going to have the blueprint of these maps. Okay, and we're going to save them like so. Now there are going to be a lot of messages popping up, and make sure that you don't have errors. Warnings, leave them be. You should not have errors. Okay, I'm going to clear everything. And now, as you can see, there is nothing inside the damaged world but one thing over here. And we can hide it and unhide it, and it will basically do all of the things for us. Okay, so now so now what we want to do is we're going to go inside the level blueprint while this is selected, and after completion over here we're going to create this like damaged prototype world and hidden in game to be false. Okay, and right before this, right before doing any of this, we're going to set this actor to be not hidden. All right, I mean, I'm not making it horror or something like that. I'm just making it exist basically. So now if I play the game, they exist. What? Yeah, this should be hidden. So now if I play the game, as you can see, we don't have any card, we don't have any trash laying around here. And then walk through, we can check all of the rooms. Some of them are locked, so we cannot open them up. And then we have these rooms, which can also be opened by pushing or by interacting. Then we can go down till we see this and access that. Everything will turn red, and hopefully I don't know why but my heart like skipped a beat for some reason. Yeah, as you can see that we have crates. This elevator is still white, and I also want this to be white. I want this to be like exit for the player. Okay, so it's pretty good. I want it to be I want it this to be exactly what it is. As you can see that we can make these things appear, and just for the demonstration, they are not, oh, they are collidable. Okay, so we need to do something about that. We need to maybe set their collision, right? So I will work on this on my free time, and by tomorrow I will launch the game, I think. Okay, if not tomorrow, I will launch the game by day after that. But pretty soon enough, you will be able to see this prototype. The next time I go live, you will be able to see this prototype on my Twitch page, and you can play it by yourself. Okay, so have fun and enjoy. See you in the next live.